We had a mom, her mother, and her daughter, and a son, all in the program at the same time. And I was thinking to myself, how many kids are we going to see left behind because their parent has been involved in the criminal justice system and or addicted? I just kept saying, I have to create a program to take care of the kids and deal with their trauma. We do not want to see the kids as adults. We had to do that. We just had to.
When Denise and Alvis created the Families and Children program about 10 years ago, Denise understood the data, the impact on the individual, on the family, and then leaned in to do something about it. This program works. But all things that work take resources to make them work. Resources in the community are tight, but we've got to invest in things that work that will change people's lives today and in the future. So how do we sustain it? Where do the dollars come from?
Just think about your own children. Just think about what it took to raise your children. It takes the same thing to raise our children. We had to do something because I can't keep robbing Peter to pay Paul. Evening of Light was it. It's probably about 2/3 funded now, just from Evening of Light. But with the rise of the children that we have, we're always looking for new dollars because our expenses grow.
Knowledge and instruction is free, but lots of other things that you need to have a thriving household are not. Most of the women that we work with have experienced trauma. Abuse, neglect, sexual trauma at a young age. I do think that there's a generational cycle of addiction, incarceration, and neglectful or poor parenting that you kind of have to shine a spotlight on and how that might have impacted an adult.
Coming from a family that was broken to begin with on my end, I had no clue how to be a sober mom. I know how to be sober, but no clue how to be a mom. I didn't even get to hold him when I had him, so we never bonded.
I can't even imagine a child being ripped from my hands. You can teach parenting skills all you want, but if you're never in contact with that child, you're not able to practice that. That was another aha moment. It was like, oh, we've got to work on that reunification in order for this to be a successful program.
I was blessed because my kid was not actually taken from me like some of the women I have met here in the program. You know, they're working to get their kids back.
I'm so grateful for my apartment. I'm here, I'm clean, and I know I don't want to lose what I've gained. I have to have 2 years clean before I can go and try and get Haley back. I will have a year clean next month.
What's unique about us is that our kids are with their moms. And that is because we're really taking care of those kids.
Many of our children, they've been in foster care, they've been in kinship care. They've had experiences that you wouldn't want any child to go through. We want them to have opportunities, to have a rich and full life, and also to walk into whatever their interest in truth is.
A lot of our kids have never been to the zoo, they've never been to Coastside, they've never been horseback riding. It is an event for them. We want them to learn how to have good, clean fun.
All kids do best in a structured environment. A mom separated from her children, however it happens, that is trauma to the child. Every decision we make about programming and activities, it all has to be related to trauma-informed care.
I knew my son was going to act out. Being bounced around from placement to placement in foster care in the process of me getting him created his own trauma. You know, how do I know mom's going to come back?
I've seen a change in my children. Now, like that, I'm in recovery and we have stability and I'm always there for them, especially with them coming to hype and stuff because like they learn like to be around other kids, which they never do that before unless they're at school.
Predictability is what builds trust. That allows a child to focus on what they're supposed to focus on, which is learning and playing and being a kid.
I learned that I could not parent out of guilt, especially being in a one-parent home instead of a two. I'm mom and dad.
We learn how to parent based on the way we were parented. And those little daily interactions, if it wasn't something you received, you don't know to do that.
It's a learning process, you know, and I'm glad that I have Miss Julie to walk me through that.
You see them progress. You see them in the very beginning, it's like this darkness, this sadness in the kids and the moms. But then you see the transformation. You see them just kind of flourish when you look in their faces.
My life has really changed because I didn't have any guidance before, no stability. I was always pushing my kids away to other people. Now I have them 24/7 and I get them ready for school. I used to just not care, but now I've seen a difference in myself. Like I care more. It's a lot different for us today.
always my goal in terms of outcomes is whatever level of contact or connection that they have with their children now, I try to figure out some way to bring it up at least one level. Do you show improvement in child development knowledge, positive communication? Do you feel like you learn techniques to have a closer connection with your child?
Our program is to almost 2 years, and then we're still making sure that they have the housing that they need. You know, having a home when moms want their kids, when kids want their moms, when we have the resources to service them and to provide those services. That's the beauty of it.
I've been drinking over 30 years, and this is the first time that I stopped, and I completely stopped. With me starting over and being able to take care of Trina, I got LJ, I'm blessed. It feels good to know that you got somebody that's willing to help a person, you know, because Amethyst didn't have to provide this for us.